We're starting the show a little bit early because one of my co-hosts is working his way through a bit of a creative crisis, and we can clip all this out later if this is uninteresting. But buddy, how you doing?
Nobody's going to enjoy this. I personally am struggling here.
Right.
This is stressing me out. This
Andy,
is like
that's
the worst
what we
part
got to
of
put
my
on
day.
the coat of arms for the podcast. Nobody, and then like the fleur-de-lis at the bottom, is going to enjoy this.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a little too on the nose.
A little too on the nose.
Saying
the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
Synopsis in Brief usually comes easy to me. And for some reason today, it's just not happening. Because you know what it is? It's just not enough white people to make fun of in the movie.
Okay.
So not saying that. Not that I'm
keep all of this in. I redact everything I said earlier.
So we're not cutting it out already. All right.
I mean, we may have to cut the entire episode depending.
Let's just cut the episode. What I was thinking, Synopsis in Brief. Originally, I was going to come up with something Star Wars related because we just did Empire a couple weeks back, and the main
Empire and no movie in between that, right?
Sure. Stunt cock. It's about Han's Island. It's Han's Island. The bad guy's Han. So I'm like, there has to be a joke here. A very easy joke. And somebody's probably going to like deliver it for me later.
Mm-hmm. But
it's all about, the movie starts out where they're talking, like Bruce Lee. I don't even know his character's name. I just call him Bruce. So Bruce is sitting there.
It's
some
Lee.
opera. What is it?
They called him Lee often.
Yeah.
Was it Lee? Lee?
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, cool. See, I was almost there. So they start out, it's like, was it a CIA operative or something like that? He's like, we've got this mission. You need to go to Han's Island, and there's a secret tournament. And, we had an operative we planted there. She's gone missing. We don't really care. So just kind of go there and then take down Han. And I'm like, okay, there's a joke there.
Right.
And it's like an oasis. It's this island where there's like a resort. And they're like, come to the beautiful Han's Island. Mm-hmm. And that's the point where I hit, where I'm like, do I spend like 3 minutes explaining all the amazing things you can do there? Or do I just go straight to like the punchline?
Using one hand?
If you really want to do a Star Wars thing, that could be like when they dipped Jim Kelly into that vat, they pulled him out, he was like frozen in carbonite. It's not nothing.
Well, that's true. That's like, come to Han's Island, stay for an eternity. It's tough, right?
Han also had one hand.
Wait, what?
Han
not the Han Solo.
Not the Han Solo, but
I get it. One hand, and Han Solo is a solo man.
If it was a Ninja Turtles movie, you could be like, Han's Island, where they trained the foot.
Oh, hey.
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, that's something. We're getting warmer.
Okay.
Are we though?
Oh, wait. I got a really stupid one.
February where you guguys are. So
come visit Han's Island. Wookie. I see Hookie.
Jesus.
That's a couple jokes in one.
Episode 82, Naveen, all of this goes. Episode 82 of Rebels Without a Pod, the show that dares ask the question, what is this? A podcast exhibition? Gentlemen, we need emotional content.
What kind of content?
Emotional content.
Emotional content.
When I saw this, when I saw this movie, like in college, right? When they back and forth with Lee and like the teacher, and then he's teaching the students, and there's all these things about the bowing and the emotional content and heavenly glory and all that. I was like, at the time, I thought it was cool, but man, I don't know. Like now, mid-40s, I'm listening to them. I'm just like, what the fuck are they talking about?
I felt like the whole beginning of the movie, when they're trying to be very insightful about stuff.
Right.
Yeah. To your point, in like college, I would have been like, oh my God, there's something there. There's definitely something there.
Right.
And I watched it now. And then when Bruce Lee's talking about like to his, he's mentoring somebody. He's like, don't focus on the moon. Look at the starry trail all the way to the moon.
Throwing out all these Taoist talking points and like.
And I'm like, no, fuck that. Look at the moon. The moon's enough. We don't care how you got there. We've got the moon. The people that came before us, they went to the moon.
There's a story that Bruce Lee was heavily using cannabis during the filming of this movie.
Right.
And he actually had like a canister like on his desk or whatever somewhere that was full of pot brownies. And so he was basically stoned throughout the whole thing.
This was literally confirmed in the coroner's report. We will get to it.
Okay. All right. So there you go. That might explain all of the aim for the moon and hit the stars or whatever bullshit.
That makes sense. The whole time he's like, are you guys hungry? I'm so fucking hungry right now. Do you guys have like a PBJ sandwich on you or something?
Also, do you have a shirt?
No.
I need a shirt.
Yeah.
I need a shirt with a banana on it. Why? Bananas are cool.
They call them fingers, but they don't fing. Joining me tonight, Andy, who does our work in graphic design. Eric looked off in a real moment of disgust right there.
The artwork needs a little work.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Naveen on music and audio production.
Hello.
And Pod Daddy Eric, who after the Grape Nuts record, my brother called, quote, a sassy fellow. All right. Naveen, definitely I'm going to try. Definitely just take out anything that I do like this. Please understand. If I miss any co-hosts, it's been a big day and I'm a little tired. Yeah.
Why would you take that out? Leave that in.
No,
Okay.
you definitely don't take that out.
Everyone smiled. No one made eye contact with me. All of our content is currently up on the Rebels Without a Pod YouTube channel and our brand new Spotify channel. Links will be in the episode description. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Gentlemen, we are continuing our sports cycle tonight.
Our what cycle? Sports. There it is. Thank you. Thank you.
Last minute ad, the exclamation point. Bruce Lee, Robert Clouse, 1973 martial arts classic, Enter the Dragon. Should we get right into it? This is a big one. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep.
Do it.
Enter the Dragon, 1973. Synopsis in brief. You know what they should bring back? Groovy opium dens. That's right.
Wait, I got one.
Yeah.
Synopsis in brief. What dragon? What dragon?
There you go.
You know what? I think you nailed it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Over.
There he is. Come on, Ed. Come on.
You've got
Sorry,
nothing,
guys.
you've
I
got
was
nothing
late.
to add to that.
I missed the whole movie.
All right. Who else has synopsis in brief?
All right, synopsis in brief. How many kimonos do you think Roper could fit in those suitcases?
Hey.
Ooh.
You only need
Still leave
one.
room for 2 Shih Tzus.
Exactly.
Yeah. Andy, you got one?
I don't have one for this one. I am gobsmacked by this whole movie, honestly.
I wrote
You.
I
I
wrote
was
9 of them.
struggling.
I wrote 9 synopses in brief. I don't want to step on any jokes, talking points. I'm going to do one more. I'll kind of put a pin in the rest of the end of the episode, but I like this one a lot. Alt. Synopsis in brief. You like the praying mantis fight? Below deck, we've got 12 cockroaches having a gangbang.
Fuck.
I wrote that immediately.
You're filthy. What I want you to do, I feel like Andy should be part of this.
Okay.
Um
Part of the cockroach gangbang?
Williams definitely picked him out of the lineup. I want you to pick one of your synopsis in brief
Mhm.
and then hold it up and have Andy read it. It's probably going to be backwards.
I will text it to him like on the chat real quick.
Send him one.
Okay.
Send him one.
All right, while you do
Me-
that, I got
Yeah.
one that was that I want to do as well. All right,
Go for it.
synopsis in brief. Doodaloo, 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 doodaloo.
Okay.
Andy, Google chat coming at you.
Yep.
Here we go.
All right. I have a few as well, but They're all right. They were good. But
Let's do our kind of like our post review.
Yeah.
Further synopses end of the episode.
Alt synopsis in brief. Nothing like a post-sex open robe late night karate stretch really clears out the fumes.
I knew you could do it.
Another one I wrote
I
immediately.
really like late night karate stretch. Out of all of that, that's my favorite part.
This movie took me 4 hours to watch. It was just too much good.
Yeah,
Doing some mental yoga there.
Shit.
Written by Michael Allen, the film stars Bruce Lee, John Saxon, Anna Capri, Bob Wall, Chi Kien, and Jim Kelly. This was Bruce Lee's final completed film before his untimely death at the age of 32. Enter the Dragon was estimated to have grossed over $400 million worldwide. This is a Wikipedia, this is an uncited Wikipedia like estimate, but adjusted for inflation, the movie has brought in almost $2 billion collectively over like the 50 plus years that it's been out.
Wow.
Against a budget of just $850,000. It is definitively the most commercially successful martial arts film of all time, and also widely regarded as one like the absolute best of the genre. The Hollywood Reporter, reviewing the film on original release in 1973. Bruce Lee's last movie is the only one that gives him the star treatment he deserved. His charismatic presence is remarkable in Enter the Dragon, and it's a shame he didn't have the chance to become the great, unique star he seemed destined to be. The movie itself is a whoop and holler entertainment, which is to say that it is a lavish, corny action movie, not boring for a second, and as outrageously wry as it is visually appealing. This particular one, this was my pick for sports. I'll talk kind of really quick on sort of why this was my pick. This is a film that some friends showed me in college. Kind of sat down with it thinking, this is going to be like an older, slower, boring version of something that I've seen kind of improved upon like 1,000 times before. Like, this was probably 2001, 2002, I think I saw Enter the Dragon for the first time. The Matrix had already come out at this point. I was like, what could this movie possibly have? And it is just one of the most entertaining films that I think I saw at that period of my life. Revisiting it, I'm like, there is so much great shit in this movie. It could just be a mediocre film with the absolute just kind of incredible kind of athletics and fight scenes, and that could be the whole show conversation. But like the things that surround this movie, the vibe, the style, the soundtrack, the sort of kind of great sort of kind of historical like setting of just kind of early 70s Hong Kong, Kowloon and Aberdeen Bay, and just the sexiness of like parts of this movie, the naughtiness, and then on top of that the real crazy bullshit that seems to happen kind of near constantly. Like the fact this is a movie that to me is from the drop perpetually entertaining, perpetually surprising, and I for this cycle I thought it'd just be like a really interesting one to talk about. So general impression, I kind of want to hear from Andy first for this one.
So something that I don't know that I'd ever really clocked before about myself, I guess, is 1970s cinema is fascinating to me. It has like, there's this, I don't know, there's like an inherent like grit and grime to it and style that you just don't see in like, at least I have never really experienced in any other era of filmmaking. That style was so much, or no, that style was just as important, I guess, than the substance of the movie. Soundtracks were fucking banging. They were composed in such a way that they kind of amplify that kind of vibe that a lot of these 70s movies seem to be going for. They're just cool. They're cool in a way that I don't know that any other kind of movie is as cool. This one in particular, I mean, Bruce Lee was just different than any other action hero that came before or that has come since him. He was weirdly calm, very sharp, super deliberate in everything that he tries to
held
do.
the camera in just every single moment that he's on
Yeah,
screen.
I mean, he just oozes charisma. And you know, I guess by extension, so did this movie. And I don't know if it was just simply because of him, or if it's a little combination of everything. You know, it's not superbly acted. You know, it looks dated in a lot of ways. There's a lot of, you know, and we'll talk about this a little bit later, but there's a lot of kind of outdated takes on or stereotypes.
There certainly are.
Lots of them. But man, it's just such a cool, it was such a cool movie. I had never seen it before. This was my first time through.
This is a completely new one for you.
Completely new for me. Yep. I had never seen it. I would have, if you had asked me if I had seen this movie, I would have said yes. I really thought that I had, and maybe it's just some conflation of like all the other martial arts movies I've seen that I just figured, oh, I must have seen that one too. But somehow or other, I missed this one. So super fun watch. Really glad I saw it.
Yeah, and for me, conflating it with other things, it's certainly that's certainly something I understand. But I think especially after revisiting this, just about every martial arts film that's kind of come since then owes something to this movie, and in some kind of way, I think honestly sort of like those in its shadow.
100%, absolutely.
Yeah. Naveen, let's go to you.
This is an awesome movie. I had, I don't know around what age, 12, 13, 14, maybe somewhere in there, maybe talking about martial arts movies or shows, or maybe the Crow thing. But my uncle recommended this to me, to my brothers and I, and then we ended up watching it, and it was just awesome. I mean, we kind of have, I don't know how much they made fun of it back then, but that like dubbing that they did with some of the movies or a lot of the movies back then. Right. So we kind of had that.
All the dialogue, all the sound effects, all all the hits in like the fight scenes, everything is ADR in this film.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, you kind of make fun of that, but despite that, it was still just a fun movie with all the martial arts stuff happening and somewhat of a pretty good storyline. So watching it again, I still just enjoyed it as much as I did. Maybe seeing some of these other things like, oh, okay, that seems weird and stuff. But I mean, I think that's going to happen with mostly any movie at this point, being so far removed, you know, 30, 40, 50 years. And, you know, as times have changed with storytelling and editing and all that stuff.
I would say in the film's defense, though, for a 53-year-old film, it doesn't really kind of get in the way too much. Dr. No,
not at all.
James Bond movie that this film is largely indebted to, is by all accounts and almost completely, it's the first James Bond film. I forget the exact year, but it's supposedly just molasses slow pacing, like for the most part. This only predates it by just like a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
But great when I saw it before years ago. And still just as awesome now. Just a lot of fun to watch.
All right. Papa, how about yourself?
So this is not the movie I remember.
Yeah.
The reason being, I've never seen this film before. I've seen.
So we have two of those.
I entered the dragon.
Wow.
You can imagine my disappointment where I've been waiting 53 years for a dragon that just never came.
He's going back to IMDb. He's like, that was Pete's dragon. Like enough.
So about 20 years ago, coworker friends of mine were like, hey, you got to check out this movie. It's really funny. And it's a movie called Kentucky Fried Movie. It's by the same people that brought us the Airplane movies, Naked Gun movies. And they're like, it's great because it makes fun of movies. And it's kind of like a little variety movie. But the highlight of it is they do this spoof of Enter the Dragon. And it's called A Fistful of Yen. I'm like, okay, let's again. And this actually came out in 1976, so it was just 3 years after. So I remember watching it, and it's so funny. It's just so goddamn funny. I have no context whatsoever watching this spoof of Enter the Dragon. So what I did is when I watched the movie yesterday, right after I watched it, Enter the Dragon, I rewatched A Fistful of Yen
Mhm.
just to get all the jokes.
Right.
And they did a great job.
Yeah.
I was screaming Detroit, by the way, when they're like, "Oh, take the guards away." I'm like, Detroit.
We have some kind of like general like we have some kind of general like talking points for like the movie itself, but could we kind of go around the horn and just rando sort of jump out things that just entertain you or kind of caught you off guard, or you're just like that is completely bananas?
There's a lot that's unexplained in this movie, by the way, and I'm guessing it's suffered the early 1970s treatment where they're like, "We'll give you some, but we don't have to give you everything."
Yeah.
When they show Williams hanging there,
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing he's dead. If he's not, he's just like on the cusp, and he's just hanging there. And then his buddy Roper looks at him while Han is saying, "Like, look, are you going to be like part of the team here?"
He's kind of Bond villain
Yeah.
monologuing.
It's that moment. He's looking at his buddy. They were like buddies from Nam, and his buddy's sitting there, and he's just like bloody. He's barely alive, and then he's Roper's like, "Yeah, I'm part of the team," or something along those lines. And they're like, "Okay, good." And then they just drop Williams into this vat of like liquid, and then they just cut away, and you don't hear any sizzling sounds, nothing. I'm like, maybe he's just kind of, taking a bath. He's like Corey Haim. He's in Lost Boys. He's just taking a little bubble bath there. And then at the end of the movie, he comes out. He's like, what did I miss? It plays some like 90s sitcom theme song or something.
It wasn't enough to do the open robe stretch. I had to be a little more extreme to kind of get the fumes out.
Yeah. I'm just so glad that he didn't waste those opportunities where they're like, "So which woman would you like?" He's like, "Most of them. I want at least one of every race."
Most
and
of
as
them.
many nights as you can give them to me.
Right.
And then when he died, he's like, "Fuck it. This is how I wanted to go out."
I think some aspect like kind of why those scenes of just kind of Saxon dying, of just kind of Jim Kelly dying and then kind of seeing his corpse and everything feeling maybe a little awkward and rushed. It was supposed to be Saxon in like all of those scenes, and Jim Kelly was supposed to be the one that survived with Bruce Lee until the end of the movie. John Saxon's agents thought he was going to be, as an actor, just like a bigger deal than he actually was, but they lobbied really, really hard to swap his character's death, to swap the death of his character out and just kind of have him be the one to survive and have kind of Jim Kelly take his place.
Oh, that was awkward.
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm not supposed to be here, guys. I don't even know what's going on. Are we still filming?" They're like, "Leave it in.
Right.
Leave it all in."
I like to picture in this movie that that there was a guy playing electric guitar for the soundtrack the entire time, but he was the whole time keeping his foot just hovered over the wah-wah pedal. So like the second that Jim Kelly, kind of like the microsecond that Jim Kelly kind of hit the stage, he'd be like, "Waka chicka, waka chicka, waka chicka." There's so many random things just kind of charm me about like this movie. It's like, I didn't get a chance to watch all that Kentucky Fried Chicken sketch. I'm going to get to it like later tonight, but I watched like the first part, like the intro fight, which is pretty good and pretty well staged. But I'm sitting there watching this thing going, the Enter the Dragon version of this was crazier than what
it was. It was.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, the film I shared, Kentucky Fried Movie, the fight scenes are pretty decent. Right. And it's got wacky shit, but yeah, you can feel like there's points where you could feel like
one of John Landis and David Zucker's
overlap or something. It's weird.
It's not silly than like the actual kind of seriously like intended filmmaking.
There's one scene in Kentucky Fried Movie where it shows Han, and Han has the best attachments for his hand, by the way.
Right.
He has one where it just shows him he's cleaning up. He's wiping off this like dildo that he has on his hand. And then this woman says like, "Wow, that was like a really good time." And he's like, "I want you to remember, this is a mission of like immense magnitude." He's like, "Thank you. Thank you. I'll honor it for our ancestors." And then they show his case, right? If you look in his case, he actually has one attachment that's just a Godzilla.
Yes.
Small Godzilla. I was like, fuck. This movie's ahead of its time.
He's got to play with his toys.
Those airplane guys, man, they know what they were doing.
Yeah.
Naveen and Andy, other just kind of random shit that you appreciated or just kind of struck you like out of this film.
Bolo Young, the big brawny bad guy fighter dude. I mean, how many movies have I seen that dude in?
Yeah.
You know, and like he showed up on the screen. I was like, oh man, it's the guy with the big tits. It's that guy.
Yeah, he's somehow bigger than every other big guy in this movie and these kinds of movies that's come along since then.
Yeah,
You did the Leonardo DiCaprio meme.
Yeah.
I mean, he was apparently a very successful bodybuilder and martial artist prior to kind of getting into films, but like he very quickly became one of the go-to like bad dudes in these kung fu movies. He was in Bloodsport, I think.
Yeah.
Oh no,
That
sure.
scarred me. Yeah, that scarred me.
Yeah, me too. Absolutely. He was kind of frightening in that movie.
Yeah.
I didn't look up what else he was in, but like I know that I've seen him in other things.
Probably absolutely the inspiration for somebody in the video game Bad Dudes. I mean, like there's no question there.
Probably.
Yeah.
I like how you mentioned big tits because I feel like every day for him at the gym is chest day.
Every single day. Without,
I don't know.
without a doubt.
Feeling a little lopsided today. He's like, we gotta up the weights.
Yeah,
Don't
I mean,
die on
we're
me
talking
titties.
about a rack.
Right.
Who needs hands?
Yeah, so that definitely, when he showed up on the screen, I was enthralled. And then another one that I don't even know if you guys, maybe you caught it, maybe you didn't, but there's a very brief cameo, uncredited, of Jackie Chan.
Jackie
Sure.
Chan, yeah.
No, I missed that.
Yeah, he came up on the screen just quickly, and I was like, "Holy shit!" I think
It's a millisecond. If you're not looking for it, there's no
But
reason.
then I immediately thought that I was racist because I was like, "What if that wasn't Jackie Chan?"
I love how you say that because what I was thinking about before this started, right? I was looking something up online because I'm like, I must have misheard something. And it's the scene where the cops, this is like the flashback with Williams. And I'm like, oh no, here comes racism. Here it comes. And they're like, oh, hey, Jig, what are you doing out there? What are you doing out here, Jig? And in my head, I kept saying, like, they're going to say the N-word. They're going to say the N-word. They're going to fucking ruin this film.
No.
And then they say Jig. And I'm like confused because I'm like, oh, that's not so bad. I don't even know what that is. And then I look it up and I was like, God damn it. Short for Jigaboo.
Yeah, and also not good.
Just as bad. Just as bad.
Really not good.
No word said that way by police.
They're like, hello, black gentleman. We'll call him Gent for short. I don't know. It's bullshit.
Roper's assistant, I loved her big hat. As I'm looking at, she just drives up the golf
Oh
cart.
my God.
She's got this giant red hat hanging off the side. I looked up and I don't want to step on trivia, but she's like, yeah, that was just my hat. That was just kind of my lucky hat. I brought it to the set. I'm like, should I wear this for the movie? And everyone's like, fuck yeah, that's a great hat.
Yeah, you should.
I love the balls on Saxon, where she walks in. She's like the head mistress. Like the head mistress walks in with all the ladies.
Right.
And then she's like, so why don't you pick one of the women? He's like, I already picked. And she's like, good choice, sir.
Excellent choice, sir.
And she's the best one. She's having fun with it. She has like shirt unbuttoned, nothing underneath, jumping on his bed and stuff. I'm like, Saxon's got it all.
Theory is that they brought John Saxon in because this movie is kind of a Dr. No remake, and Saxon looks a lot like a young American version of Sean Connery, like in this.
Good call, yeah.
But I honestly had kind of like the opposite takeaway. I'm just looking at this like, yeah, he's got the option like all these kind of young exotic women there, and he's like, no, let me go with the older white women that's been doing this a long time.
Yeah.
It's just like taking bets.
Some things.
You don't know, but she actually plays chaperone every time the women are getting banged. So she's like, I'm just gonna like commit this all to memory, and when somebody actually picks me, wild night.
Right. That's what they had then instead of the internet.
Yeah. Ignore me.
Other rando stuff from this movie.
I mean, it's an awesome fight scene and mystery. It's kind of scene added in one, but at the same time, it's like, why does this person have a funhouse room? And
Well, he's got a groovy opium den. I mean,
That's
that's
true.
Yeah.
True.
Opium den, I could see. Opium den, I could see. But why would you just have a room of just like of all these mirrors that just so happens? All right, I gotta fight. Now I'm gonna use this room.
He's like, I've got all the drugs I want. I've got all the women I want. I've got all like I've got my own island. What's kind of left at that point?
He had like 7 water slides. He needs a fun house. Give the man a fun house.
He had so many birds.
Yeah, I know.
Sumo wrestlers.
700 plus
Talk about the parties
species.
he got.
Half of them aren't even birds.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's got all these beautiful assassin women that hate apples. That's an interesting part of this film.
That must have personally been painful to you.
A question for the two guys with daughters. Do you think either of them will be willing to train as your personal bodyguard?
No.
I think Anna would.
I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she'd be down to kick some ass if I asked her to.
Yeah, you can't put that ambition on her. She has to kind of come to it like on her own.
Yeah, she has to come to it on her own.
Uh-huh.
But I wouldn't be disappointed.
But what if you're like, hey, I just sold the music shop and bought an island.
Well,
Plans.
you know what? A white guy owning an island these days is really not the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
not
I wouldn't
the look
advertise
you
that.
want.
Yeah.
Not the look you want.
The Rebels Without a Pod emails.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the first island when you arrive, and it says people only allowed to enter this island below this height.
You have to be this tall to ride this ride.
Yeah.
Ew, I don't even like that I thought that.
Yeah,
Gross.
I kind of left that there. That was just kind of sitting there on the counter, and you're like, you know what?
I'm gonna
Santa's
run
not
with
going to eat
this.
all the cookies. I'll have some.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's been in the news a lot.
It really has.
Yes.
One
I
of my,
Go ahead, Andy.
I was gonna say one of my favorite kind of like inconsistencies in this movie is how you see all the kind of old drunken men who don't care about what is it? They don't care where they sleep or something like that.
Right.
And then and they're all just emaciated and old, and then at the end they come out and they're all super strong and ready to go, and they go into a fight.
I sort of put that as an alcoholism thing. Like, it's been so long since we've had any sochu. Just like we are willing to fight our way out to a drink.
That's true. Withdrawal. They're fighting their way to the bars.
Right.
Like they're going back home.
Yeah. That's the adrenaline of very thirsty men.
I want to call something out too in this film.
Sure.
I don't feel like she really escaped it either, but the scene where they spend a good like 10 minutes having Lee's sister trying to escape from like O'Hara and his gang.
Yeah.
And she turns into this like karate master, and she's fighting them, and she's making all these fun like facial like
Fighting her way through
like she's
ghetto
kicking her ass.
Kowloon, just literally kind of tripping over pig shit as she's trying to get away from these guys.
It reminded me of like a Jackie Chan film or something, where it's just like they're running through the town and they're doing all this stuff, but she then corners herself in like a shed. Like she purposely goes in there, locks it. People start smashing through the windows on both sides. I'm like, open the door, run back out. Nobody's at the front, but they're all climbing through the windows, taking their fucking time. And then she's just like, you know what? I know what's going to happen to me, so I'm just going to take a piece of glass and kill myself. And then if you watch like the extended version of the film, they kind of walk over and look down at the body, and they're like, all right, let's just take her back.
Jesus.
No, I'm kidding. That's where my brain went with that. I'm like,
okay.
And she turned up a few weeks later after she started smelling.
Talking points. Enter the Dragon as inspired action.
There's the dragon. That was the dragon.
That was Pete's Dragon, my friend. We've been over this.
Oh.
Action films, television shows, video games, comic books, manga, anime. What are some specific examples you can think of? And gentlemen, collectively, as a group, let's get the big, obvious 90s teenager one out of the way. What out of our youth did this movie inspire?
The Karate Kid.
Close. Like 90s.
90s.
But did you see the little the cobra in the Jim Kelly scene in the background? There was a It kind of looked like the Cobra Kai symbol.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
From
The thing I'm
90s?
thinking is
Mortal Kombat?
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, yeah.
Here we
Mortal
go.
Kombat. Yeah, I
Yeah.
had Mortal Kombat on my list.
Let's just go down the list. Bruce Lee was Liu Kang. Same
Yes.
kind of body type, same kind of spinny tick, same kind of like the exact Liu Kang has the exact vocalizations from his fighting as Bruce Lee does. Han is Shao Kahn's entire outfit.
Sure.
It's just claw themed. He's got claws like in his shoulder pads, on his back. He actually has hand claws at some point. Shao Kahn, Han, literally in the name. That's right there. He owns the island. He's the head of the whole shit.
Yep.
Yep.
John Saxon, inspiration for Johnny Cage,
Johnny
handsome American dude who's famous for punching people in the nuts.
Yep.
And so all those I kind of got the first time I watched it, but this time, Bolo, the big super beefy dude, that's not too much of a stretch to Goro.
Yep.
Yeah.
From Double Dragon. Oh no, you're thinking Goro from.
Kombat.
Yeah, no, the forearm dude.
Oh, okay. There was a guy in Double Dragon that was just like beefy, and the name.
Oh, sure.
I forget. His name is pretty similar, but I'm like that was the dude. I thought he was from that film. There's a lot of video game ones, by the way, and I started like thinking outside the box because you think of all the fighting ones, like Street Fighter has one.
Mhm.
They have Fei Long, which was he was in the Street Fighter 2, or is it Super Street Fighter 2 or whatever, where they had like the 4 new characters.
Mhm.
But I was thinking random one, Super Punch Out. If you guys ever played that for Super Nintendo,
Oh, sure.
they had a guy called Dragon Chan.
Mm.
Dragon Chan.
Yeah.
Punch Out, a video game series with famously sensitive national and racial depictions.
I'm sticking with sports. I'm going with the sports theme. Here was a great one, though. I don't know where I came across this. Hitmonlee from Pokemon.
Sure.
It
Okay.
literally has
Pokemon
Lee
with
in
like
the
the
name.
boxing gloves, right?
And he was the kicker.
I mean, there's
Reinvented.
so many other things. Like, you know, if you get out of the video games and move into, I mean, movies, we already said Bloodsport and Mortal Kombat, but you know, and Street Fighter, Kill Bill, Karate Kid was already mentioned, Shaft, Superfly, Jackie Brown, you know, and then like in TV, Kung Fu, The Green Hornet, more recently like Daredevil, Cobra Kai.
Yeah.
I mean, it just comic books and manga. You've got like Shang-Chi and Iron Fist.
Shang-Chi, absolutely. Hope like what's very big in this movie that like American audiences were probably not used to at the time is the lead actors doing their own fighting and their own stunts. Jim Kelly was an internationally ranked martial artist. Like at that point, like Saxon was not quite as good. You can see that in the performance, but you know the guy knew how to kind of like throw a kick, and that was that's my real memory of seeing the first Matrix movie. Is just all the other completely new, cutting edge, innovative stuff the Matrix was doing. It was wild to me just to see Keanu and Lawrence actually having a hand-to-hand sort of just kung fu match. Like that was something we just did not see for like a long time. It was always either kind of implied or kind of done sort of very, very sloppily with stunt doubles.
Yeah.
True. Something that came to me, I was thinking immediately with Han and like the claw. I thought of Shredder. But I looked it up.
Absolutely.
This is wild, right? So apparently Shredder was not inspired by Han in Enter the Dragon.
Okay.
He was inspired because I'm guessing Eastman and Laird, they just hung out and just, I don't know, got really drunk or smoked a lot of weed or something. And
they were on the moon, dude.
They were on the moon. They were creating mutant turtles. And they had, I think Peter Laird had a cheese grater. And then Eastman made a joke like, dude, don't fuck with a guy that has like cheese graters on his hands or something. And they're like, what if we created a character called the Grater? And they're like, yeah, okay, that's not, we'll pocket that. And then that just turned into Shredder. I don't buy any of it.
Feels like
I
a
think
little
the
bit of a
internet
story
lies.
of like they were getting high and watching Under the Dragon, and they're like, let's just rip off this Han guy and come up with like a story after the fact to kind of cover it up.
Yeah, let's shred Han. I also right away I thought of Michael Jackson, Bruce Lee energy, Michael Jackson. he's definitely, like, think about it, right? Michael Jackson goes out there. He's on stage. He's the moon. We got the moon right there, the moonwalk. He's doing kicks on stage. He's doing like the, you know, the shrieks, Bruce Lee shrieks over. Like, it's like, oh, like he's got all the moves. You
Sure.
can't tell me I'm wrong.
No. Yeah, also, when you're talking about music, there's also Wu-Tang Clan.
Oh yeah.
NF Doom, the Beastie Boys.
Mhm.
You know, if you want to go into music.
You ever go down that rabbit hole trying to figure out where they come up with all the names for the guys in Wu-Tang Clan?
It's all from like the original kind of
ODB.
Yeah.
Was a translation. So there was a series of movies. They were called like I later they called them the Wu-Tang Collection.
Right.
So what it was is the Wu-Tang Clan. They brought to like the States, and you could only buy them at VHS. But they were like these like Hong Kong like karate films or whatever. And like the Shaw Brothers, we had covered one of their movies. They had done a lot of these kind of like cheap Hong Kong flicks that they would put out. And yeah, the Wu-Tang Clan, they just used to watch this stuff all the time. But even you mentioned Quentin Tarantino, he also released a line of films that it's called Quentin Tarantino Presents. And it's all films from like Hong Kong and China and stuff. And the translations are so funny. Like the dubbing is awful, but in the best way.
Well,
Heard those.
A lot of that connection sort of between sort of kind of, you know, just kind of more old school kung fu and kind of hip hop culture, like the origins of that comes from the 70s, where you would have kind of the you know, the first run theaters in kind of, you know, places like New York, Los Angeles, Chicago. The first run theaters would be in like the wealthier neighborhoods, the white neighborhoods, and they would show kind of the new release Hollywood movies. The second run theaters would be in the poorer, traditionally kind of Black and Hispanic neighborhoods, and they would show a combination of kind of second run American films, but also a lot of kind of blaxploitation films. I mean, this is the decade of kind of Richard Roundtree, Shaft, Pam Grier, all the rest of that. You know, like Jim Kelly was a very significant icon of that. But they would also import and show a lot of kind of Chinese kung fu movies, because they were popular. They were cheap to bring over here. Nobody in a kind of like a serious sort of way was interested in them, and it was just like an easy way to kind of fill up the schedule. And that's where the entire sort of kind of connection sort of like just, you know, that's where that really kind of has its origins. And you kind of look at it now, you know, that explains sort of like the Boondocks, you know, or just, you know, like the real kind of connection like a lot of African American and like a lot of Latino culture now has to you know, just particularly to the kind of anime, Dragon Ball Z, all of that. It feels like a newer phenomenon, but like the history of it kind of goes back like over 50 years.
And I was gonna say, I used to go to Suncoast Video to buy these Wu-Tang collection tapes, and they were like cheap. They were cheap. And it'd be like a small section where they had like 20 different ones. And what it was is I'd sit there and look at the names, and they're just so fucking out there. You're like, I got to see this film.
Do you still have them?
I don't have them anymore. I probably do in like a box in the attic or something at my parents' place.
Naveen, anything to add to kind of like those the kind of little random? I mean, like this movie casts such a shadow. You could kind of like say like anything, but anything in particular sort of jump out, especially for you?
No, the ones that jumped out were the ones we already said: Karate Kid, Bloodsport, Mortal Kombat. You know, those are the big ones that jumped out to me.
How about more kind of how about more recent stuff that's been like the theaters like the last couple of years? I mean, like the big one, Shang-Chi, a pretty good Marvel movie, I think. But I think and you guys can confirm this, the absolute high point of Shang-Chi is just it's not all the dragon stuff, it's not all the CGI bullshit, it's the fight on the bus as they're kind of going through.
Oh yeah,
let's go.
Yeah,
100%.
So sort of moving on through the talking points. This was a movie obviously kicked off kind of like, you know, a big big kung fu craze in the States. Blaxploitation was already kind of happening at that point. I think like Shaft and a couple other movies had come out maybe kind of 70, 71, but that you know, just kind of Jim Kelly's performance in that really kind of moved that along. What are some like the other kind of decade sort of kind of film genre crazes that we grew up with, so particularly out of kind of like our childhood or our teenage years?
I want to lead with supernatural films. All the Spielberg films, pretty much.
The Amblin.
The Gremlins, Flight of the Navigator, like any of those kind of films where it was just aliens or something bizarre going on, affecting, like something comes to Earth and humans have to deal with it.
But only the kids are aware of it first.
Maybe the parents are aware. They just don't want to say anything.
Hmm.
The kids can. They're like, we've seen Stranger Things. The kids can handle it.
Right. You don't know what a two-income household is like.
Yeah, you're like, how did they know this information?
Mhm.
So they took the DeLorean from Back to the Future. They actually watched present day Stranger Things and went back in time to let people know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how.
They also called up Chuck Berry about that, just to fuck with him. Other big film, so that's a major 80s film craze. Other stuff from like the 80s or 90s.
To go along, I mean, we've said it a few times, Latchkey Kids, Underdog kind of thing. One other one that I kind of thought of, and not to like be rude or anything with it, but basically I called it a fat ploitation.
Sure.
Movies of just, obese people and making fun of them, or, you had Chris Farley.
What was the first big one? Like the Nutty Professor?
Nutty Professor.
It was kind of a run that started somewhere in the 90s with that. And then Shallow Hal was another one.
Shallow Hal, that's what I was thinking. Jack Black.
The first one I think of would be it was Heavyweights.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That, where the kids went to this fat camp basically, and had to lose weight. Ben Stiller was in it and all that stuff. And it's kind of funny because in Heavyweights, Ben Stiller was overweight and he got obviously thinner and did this camp. But then he kind of played a similar role in Dodgeball, where he was owning a gym, and then at the end he's fat again.
The second he loses his gym, there's a post-credit scene. He's like 300 pounds, like sitting on the couch.
Yeah.
Any film with like Chris Farley in it, they lean so heavily into his weight. Like John Candy,
even Belushi.
Belushi too. Yeah.
Who at the time was considered quite fat. You'll go, now you're like trim.
He wasn't that overweight, right?
He's average.
Andy, how about yourself?
So I broke it down into 80s and then 90s specifically. So for the 80s, I have, and this is something that I would love to see come back more with, like, actually compelling, charismatic actors and actresses, but it's the action hero boom. Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme, and like Commando and Rambo and Predator and Bloodsport and all those types of movies. Like, we really don't get much like that anymore. And then when they do try to do stuff,
around a really big, fit, cool guy. John Cena tried to be that for a little while, but he was never that guy.
Yeah,
what about
they don't have, like, that guy doesn't really exist anymore.
The Rock is kind of one, like, everybody likes him, but I think people think he's kind of charming. He's like Scorpion King. He's coming out strong, and he's like, nobody messes with Scorpion King. He's like, fear me. Then people see him in some other film, and they're like, he's not that bad. He's a nice dude. I was thinking of Jason Statham.
Too many movies. I think that really drags it down.
Yeah,
I don't feel like that star power that we had in the 80s with those action heroes exists anymore.
Stallone films.
I just don't think that guy exists anymore. I really don't. I mean, you think about, I don't know if you guys have watched the Expendables movies. They're terrible, but they're also so chock full of every one of those dudes that it's almost
we're all very, very old at this point.
but they still have that. It's like they come on and they've got that gravitas that they earned back in the 80s and 90s. They still have it now.
Right.
I can't think of any actors today, that aren't like dramatic actors or whatever, action actors that are going to have that.
Kind of shoulders that entire genre of people. Like
kind of.
Daniel Craig. I don't know.
A little bit. Maybe. Michael B. Jordan, kind of. But
I wanted Carl Urban. I feel like he could step up to the plate. He's not. He's always doing these kind of like B-side
He's
role.
going to be Johnny Cage in like the next Mortal Kombat.
He
movie.
is. That's what I was saying. Yeah,
Yeah,
I did see him in that. He was also, I think, like Dredd in like
Dredd.
that Judge Dredd. Yeah,
Which
reboot
they're
or whatever.
rebooting again.
Oh,
Oh,
dear
no kidding.
God.
Mhm.
And Dredd, I don't know if you've seen Dredd.
Oh,
Dredd was
pretty good.
Dredd was awesome.
really?
I heard it was
Oh
good.
God, it
Really?
was
Pretty good.
so good.
Carl Urban one,
Yeah.
yeah.
I loved it.
That's the problem with avoiding all those things. You're like 1 out of 12 times you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what made me watch that movie whenever I watched it, but it was, you know what? It actually shared a lot of the DNA that, what was the raid that the raid has, where you're kind of locked
Really?
in this one building and you kind of have to. fight your way.
It's mostly like hand-to-hand combat and special
manic.
practical, yeah.
Yeah.
Situation.
It was.
Well,
It's
I feel
that
it's-
one is well worth the watch. It's a great action movie in my very humble opinion.
That's the last one I would have been like that's the last I would have predicted having
Yeah.
just kind of anything like to
Yeah.
say positive.
No, it's good. It's good. It shares some DNA with like RoboCop,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know. I thought it was cool.
Huh.
Other ones that I wrote down: teen comedies, slasher horror.
Mhm.
Yep.
And then that
Slasher
was,
stuff when we were teenagers made a huge comeback.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Scream
Scream,
being
yeah.
a thing that just it's a lot of these films are kind of like ambulance chaser sort of things where it's just like there's a mega hit and then the studios are like let's get 6 more of these out within like the next within the next 2 years. One of them is okay, the other 5 are trash. It's like generally the track record.
yep,
Yeah.
that's true.
I want
from
to
the
add parodies.
parodies. Yep, that's a
Sure.
good,
And
Sure.
then with like the Scream, and then they had like
No.
Don't Be Menace to Society while drinking your juice in the hood.
That's
Yeah,
had a
the
couple
Wayans
that were-
Brothers films.
Yeah, that's had a couple of life cycles because there was like in '80s everybody kind of trying to chase Airplane, and then in the '90s
Yeah.
there was everybody trying to chase Scary Movie.
Remember Hot Shots?
Oh yeah, no
They had
question.
both
Love Hot
Hot Shots
Shots.
movies.
Yeah.
I love those movies.
Yep.
They probably don't hold up,
Mhm.
but they were so silly. It was
Right.
just ridiculous, and it had like its own charm to it.
Why do you say that? Did Charlie Sheen do something?
What have you heard?
He's good.
Yeah, I know.
I kind of turned like Reddit for this one. Obviously, like the big thing that the big '90s version of this was the early decade Pulp Fiction run, and how much that did for independent cinema for a few years. But other kind of like '90s kind of trashy but fun subgenres: animal horror. We're talking Anaconda, Congo, Lake Placid, Deep Blue Sea. Talking Problem Kids, Problem Child, Home Alone, Mr. Nanny, Baby's Day Out, Dennis the Menace. Talking Man on the Run, Fugitive, Enemy of the State, Nowhere to Run, and A Perfect World. And kind of sexy but also deviant serial killers, Seven, Silence of the Lambs, Shallow Grave, Natural Born Killers were all
Good
things
call.
I think that had kind of like the micro versions of that as we were coming up.
Let's not forget like big budget disaster films like
Sure.
Independence Day and Armageddon.
Yeah.
CGI blockbusters like Jurassic Park and Terminator 2.
Mhm.
And then another one that jumped out, and I don't know if this is more 80s or 90s, but buddy cop movies like Lethal Weapon and Bad Boys and
That feels like a '80s thing primarily, but they kind of kept on sort of like kind of cycling back to it like once every few
Yeah.
years.
yeah.
Many martial arts, sports, action movies are built around tournament-style competitions. This is actually kind of something I always bring up that's, I think, very interesting structurally about like a lot of movies where generally when you're writing a screenplay, like the big escalating thing is always supposed to happen at the midway point. Empire Strikes Back, the midway point is actually when Luke is on Dagobah. The midway point almost happens exactly when he has the kind of LSD fight with Darth Vader, like in like the roots of the tree. In Risky Business, like the midpoint is actually Guido the killer pimp actually showing up at Tom Cruise's house, like in person, like he's figured out who he is. Enter the Dragon is really, really interesting in that it does the same structural thing that Best in Show does, which is the tournament starts exactly at the halfway point in both of those movies. What kind of fun thing I kind of clock with these two. But what is it about kind of tournament one-on-one kind of hierarchical face-offs that make for interesting movies, that make for interesting storytelling.
Can I just say that I felt the Enter the Dragon tournament was very lackluster. I get it was cover to try to like enlist people in Han's army or whatever, but it was not as clear cut as you see in other films where it's like, here are your list of
It's not the
opponents,
most interesting part of the movie,
and we're pairing up these people against them, and you're like, you know, rooting for your heroes to like make it through to like the final rounds. Like you think about Mortal Kombat or something.
Right.
And it's like, that's a great example of a great tournament. But for this, I'm just kind of like, okay, guys, put on the yellow geese and get out there. All right, you little scamps. Just go start wrestling with each other.
You'll notice at this point in the film, we've talked more about the hookers than we have like the fighting in this movie. Like, that's
I mean, they were the highlight of the film. They deserved all that. So.
I agree.
But, like the fight with O'Hara. What?
Right.
He was so weak. Why didn't he start out with Bolo? I would start with Bolo. I'm like, dude, check out this guy's pecs. And everybody's like, shit, no, I'm good. He can move on.
Yeah. Did O'Hara make anyone else think of, let's just say, Naveen's old bass player?
It did not.
No, it's like, cut that out of the show then.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something bad, so yeah.
Okay. All that goes.
I don't even know him.
Oh, you know him. Tournaments. Why? So I was thinking about this personally. I replacements was kind of not my thing, but generally, if it's like a team sport movie, I am bored to tears watching just whatever the competition, whatever the thing is. If it's a martial arts tournament, I'm on the edge of my seat, just going like, oh, is that dude going to kick that other dude? Yes, sweet. I don't know what it's just what is so exciting to our boy brains about could that guy beat that other guy in a fight?
I think it's very simple. So tournaments provide they set up like there's a structure with like progressively rising stakes.
Right.
There's this sort of each match is its own little mini story. And you get these little either mini victories or mini letdowns as your favorites either move on or get killed or whatever.
Right.
Plus they always give a reason for there to be some type of a montage, and everybody loves a training montage.
And then randomly John Michael Higgins comes out.
Right.
For all you listeners out there, he's doing
I did the John Michael Higgins show.
But
he also explained it with a visual gesture.
with a visual gesture. Well, you started talking, so I stopped talking.
Silence.
You started talking, so I stopped talking. This person.
Oh.
But anyways, were you all set there, Andy? Would you have anything more?
Yeah, no, they just they introduce a bunch of different people, rivals, different fighting styles, different motivations, all that kind of shit. And it's easy storytelling to follow for those of us that are kind of dumb.
Yeah.
Wonderfully put, I think.
Yeah.
I want to add to that too. I love that they have consequences. Like this is just not like two of your buddies fighting and somebody gets hurt and they're like, okay, that's enough. We're done here. It's like people can die. And the same thing with it shocked me when Bruce Lee, and it's like it's a famous, pretty well-known scene where he jumps and lands on the guy, and then he's making this face like he has to shit really bad, but they're still filming, so he wants to get the shot.
But he looks like he's taken either the best or the worst shit anybody has ever had.
Yep.
He's like, oh God, this is so worth it.
All right.
You hear this?
I'm gonna throw it out there. This is one of the synopsis and briefs that I left out, but since you brought it up, I'm gonna bring it there.
Back. Let's save it.
Synopsis and brief. Hold on, I need to leave a Cleveland steamer on O'Hara's chest.
Dirty Naveen.
Ooh. I also want to call. So that scene, he kills somebody. I'm like, oh fuck, is he dead? Yep, they checked, he's dead. But the scene nobody talks about, Bolo gets punched in the nuts so hard his whole reproductive like center down there explodes inwards, and he dies instantly. And they're like, okay, he's just not getting up. I'm like, he can't have kids ever or walk. He can't feel the lower half of his body. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
Let's get into this more in the next talking point. This is something I want to, I really do want to cover. Like
the next segment, worst dates I've ever been on.
Yeah.
But to kind of go
you
along,
don't know how much
So
that
many
organ is
scenes.
holding everything else inside.
It's just all falling out. He's trying to keep it back, and he's like, ugh, I gotta take a nap.
A little bit kind of connected to like the tournament, but more just like, like general fighting thing. But I love how this movie, at least for kind of Western cinema, sets up the convention of if somebody is doing some crazy nunchuck shit, everybody has to stop and watch for like 30 seconds or something.
It's hard to do.
Like the thing I wrote down is like Michelangelo, a fellow chucker, eh? The Ninja, like, I still love, shout out the Ninja Turtles movie, because I'm just, it kept popping in my head watching this. I'm like, a film, it got made in 1990, should not have been anything, was so great. But you've got in that movie, they're fighting the foot. They got the one nunchuck expert who's basically just doing like a kind of like a coffee house cover version of like the Bruce Lee nunchuck thing from this movie. And then you got Michelangelo like, oh, let me do something. And then it's just the guy in the costume going, whoa!
He can't see anything in the costume. So he's just swinging, and it could be like, I don't know, sausages. He's just swinging them around. They're like, just give him something to swing.
I love the fact in both these movies, everybody stops fighting for a little bit. It's like, oh, hold up. Let's see how this play out. This is going to be sweet.
Well, one thing that I noticed a lot in this movie is the whole only one bad guy at a time thing.
Yeah.
That was all over this movie.
Right. I mean, it was one of the funniest things in the like that, whatever that Saturday Night Live sketch was from like the early 90s. It was like a ninja meeting, and everybody's like, why do we keep losing against like this one guy? And they go through like all the, I mean, like it's done in movies because it just looks rad as hell. But yeah. Let's go on to after Sherlock Jr. and Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny. This is the oldest film that we covered. Are parts of this movie especially dated? And why don't we start with nut kicking? Since we're already like,
how was that dated? It's
That
still
never
fun.
goes out of date.
No.
Everybody loves a good
Wolfman's
nut
got nards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is something I was thinking
Football.
about, like, I don't know the history of these things, but I was watching this film, and just kicking someone in the nuts is something that happens about at least a half a dozen times, and it's presented as that's a legitimate move. That's a real option that he had right there. Any movie I think that we've kind of grown up with or has been made like in adult lives, just like a shot to the balls is always presented as either a woman defending herself or kind of done for comedic effect. I feel like kind of at some point between Enter the Dragon coming out and whenever we started watching kind of movies like these, I think in the film world, I think that this personal hypothesis, personal theory, I kind of feel like the film world went, we have to stop portraying this as like a serious fighting thing because boys are just going to start wailing on each other's nuts all the time in real life. But what do you think about that?
It's like, think about like the little brother who he's always going over and tagging his older brother in the nuts. And if they kind of portray that as real karate in this film, to your point, then it's like everybody's like, dude, I've already got a black belt in martial arts.
Vindication.
You just go straight for nuts.
Right. Was it the fight with O'Hara where O'Hara jumps over him at some point and Lee falls onto his back and gives and does like a straight up kind of just inverted nut kick, right?
Yeah.
Perfect 90-degree angle is like the guy's kind of flying over him.
Listen, there's no rules in kung fu tournaments on private islands. You can bite, you can nut kick, anything you can use cobras if you have
What
to.
island is this, by the way? Are we talking about Han's Island or are we talking about a different island?
I mean, yes.
There's a neighboring
He's
island.
taking notes for
with
his own.
Pokemon.
Clon's Island, I think.
Right.
Clon.
Could be
Cons, yeah, cons.
could be anybody's island.
That's why Han made all like his daughters his bodyguards, because he's like, yeah, you know what? Natural advantage.
Families stay together.
No intrinsic weak point.
Come tuck in daddy.
Other kind of crazy and dated things about this movie.
I mean, go ahead, Naveen.
No, I'm good. Good. You got this one.
I mean, the way female characters are portrayed is so early 70s cinema. Then you've got like the depiction of Asian villains, kind of being these very stereotypical, one-dimensional, just they're just bad guys. What else? Dubbing, sound effects, the fight choreography. I mean, like, there's a lot about this movie that is dated.
I think this movie has a very confused relationship to sex slaves and the idea of sex slaves. Because the whole mission starts like, oh, Han has this island and he's keeping all these sex slaves, and like the good guys are like, oh no, that's terrible. And then they get to the island and like 2 of the 3 guys are like, oh, amazing, sex slaves.
They do. They have that explanation where they're who's talking about it? Is it like the operative on the inside? She's like, all these women keep showing up to the island and then they just disappear. And I'm like, it's because the men want new, fresh women. They don't want like the old women. So they just kind of discard them and then they get the new ones. Or, like sex trafficking.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the obvious explanation.
They kind of like, they do show like a couple kind of trafficked women in like the basement layer that are like hooked on heroin at that point. But the way it kind of depicts life on the island is like, yeah, you know what? You get these beautiful kimonos and blow darts, and you meet hot guys, and there's face painting in the groovy opium den, and
that was super 70s.
Yeah.
All the women, the face, like little hearts on their cheeks and stuff like that.
I
They're
want
all
that
high.
shit to come back personally.
Williams is just getting his ass whooped. I don't even. I feel like, again, it was Andy called out the choreography for Han. I mean, I don't think the guy was a trained martial artist, but I mean, it shows like at the very end, right? Bruce Lee keeps getting unnecessarily cut.
Right.
I'm like, what? He's doing it for like effect. So it's just like you can
give
tell
some impression that there's some stakes kind of building up.
There's risk. It's a fight to the death. One of them is not going to walk out of there.
Right.
But I mean, I'm like, Bruce Lee, he's doing his job.
Right.
But I feel like he's carrying the movie because everybody else, like O'Hara, for example, I'm just like, what is going on?
No opponent of his really feels like a genuine threat at any point.
No.
The relationship Bruce Lee actually had to the guy who played Han.
Yeah, that was one of my ego's toes.
No.
He was an unofficial uncle. He sang with Lee's father in the Cantonese opera. He was a makeup artist. The two of them, like to his death, Lee called that man uncle, and he called him nephew. Like they were practically family.
Cool.
He's just like, uncle, punch me in the nuts as hard as you can. Again. We didn't get the right shot. Take it again. Okay.
We need more emotion.
Right. Emotional content.
Yeah.
Emotional content.
Other really dated, uncomfortable stuff. Did any of you guys watch this movie with your respective wives?
No.
Yes.
Okay. Synopsis in brief.
No.
Hillary edition. Go. Honestly, what did you think of it?
So she was kind of up and down for this one. Like, she didn't really stick around and watch it from start to finish. She was kind of off doing other things and on her phone. It wasn't her thing.
Okay. I watched this movie with an old girlfriend, and she was kind of fine on it, but there was like one scene where it's we haven't even talked about Bruce Lee and the Cobra, but Lee kind of picks up the Cobra and he kind of just chucks it in the radio room, and the guys are all kind of flailing around trying to get away with the Cobra, and Lee just sort of slinks down, and he just kind of puts like his his chin on his fist like a little bit. He's waiting for this whole thing to resolve, and I just remember her watching that movie at that particular point, going, "God, he is hot."
Okay,
Really?
Whatever you want to
I
do.
can
with
see
it.
that. I can see that. He was a striking looking dude.
Like
Sure.
slap the cobra in the head. Any man that slaps a cobra in the head.
I just thought him opening the door of that little cubicle and like you can see one of the guards like actually see the door open and kind of be looking at it like why is that door opening all on its own? Why is that hand being pushed in with holding a cobra? Oh my God, there's a snake. I mean, the way that they sent it up in the Kentucky Fried Movie was absolutely perfect. It was funny.
I really need to check this out at some point.
It's so
really
funny.
should.
It was good.
It's not a cobra, but I'm not going to spoil it. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
But yeah, that scene is just it's so funny to me. Like, you know, if I'm in a an opium den / heroin black tar heroin manufacturing facility underground, and I am tasked with security, and I see that the door of my security booth is like opening on its own. I'm not just going to stand there and wonder what's happening. I'm going to do something. That's your one job.
Feel a draft?
Counterpoint. What are the odds you at that particular moment might be on drugs?
Okay. Yeah, that's
Maybe
a fair
they thought
point.
it was like a puppy was gonna kind of stroll in the crack of the door or something. Who's gonna think it's
maybe they have an office dog. Maybe they have an office dog in that.
Yeah, it's an office.
Hand
things in the
giving
mail
us
to
one of
them.
the parakeets. We'll have like a little ambiance in the radio room.
Yeah.
Roof, I got a letter from your pen pal in Australia. He's like, sweet. Mail dog, you're the best. He licks all the stamps for them.
Mhm.
Right.
They just have this little bag of treats that they just toss.
They
to him.
capture Jim Kelly and he's like, "You're under arrest."
Oh no.
Do we want to spend like just a couple minutes because this is not a film that I don't get a sense it was hugely important before or after our time, and certainly it's been followed by kind of similar to the Highlander franchise, just a cavalcade of dog shit. But for guys our age, Brandon Lee's The Crow, 1994, where he also tragically died, kind of like the filming in it came out, and it was kind of, at least for its time, it's kind of like a kind of a classic. What are your memories of that movie? Is that something that you remember liking at the time, that you're sentimental about?
My memories are purely based on the soundtrack.
Yeah, one of the best soundtracks.
Oof.
One of the absolute best soundtracks of all time. I remember the movie being fine. I'm sure that there are some people that are, gasping and clutching at their pearls with me saying that The Crow was just fine. But I don't remember being overly impressed by it.
Naveen, how about yourself?
I was overly impressed by it. I loved it. It's one of my favorite movies, and I think the soundtrack, yes, was awesome. Amazing soundtrack that painted it, but I loved the lore of it, the storyline, and it was great. And I never read the comics, but definitely upset when they did the second and third one and tried to build off of it.
There was one with Bill Skarsgård 2 years ago that has like a 10% on Rotten Tomatoes now.
Oh, I haven't seen that latest one. Huh.
Yeah.
It's probably not great.
Should I revisit it? Should I revisit the original?
I was going to ask Naveen, have you rewatched it as an adult? Do you think
no, I've not rewatched it in a while, but I know I loved it when it came out in theaters, saw it in theaters, and loved it so much that I did buy like the special edition DVD and watch it on DVD for a little bit, but haven't watched it in a long time. But it's definitely one that I would love to just go back and watch again.
Eric, how about yourself?
Yeah, I think for me, it reminds me a little of when I saw the first time I saw The Dark Knight, like Christopher Nolan's second Batman movie, where everybody knows that like Heath Ledger died, like during the filming of the movie. So you watch the film with like a different lens compared to if you just watch the film on its own.
There's a pallor over the entire thing.
Yeah. So it's hard to say whether it's a good movie or not. But I remember when I first watched The Crow, I'm like, I just love how it's just like dark and it's gritty. it's kind of like a Sin City kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
True.
And you get that in the comic a little more than the film, but I mean, it's still kind of like it lives and breathes that feeling. And then on top of that, like the actor fucking died, and also it's Bruce Lee's son on top of that, and like his dad the
before
same
his
way.
best movie comes out, like and like right, not just his best movie, the thing that was going to break him out.
It elevates it, and that's I think it was a great performance, but because I mean, what other movies had he done up till that point? I mean,
I mean, Lee died at 32. Brandon Lee died at 28 when he made this thing.
Yeah, so I mean, this would have been the thing that would have made him a star, I think.
Was there ever any resolution about what happened?
I mean, they know exactly what happened. The scene was Draven coming home to find his girlfriend had been raped and beaten to death. The gang shooting him. So there was 2 shots. There was the close up of the gun that had kind of dummy rounds in it to make it look more authentic. Yeah. And then when they were filming this, they shot that first. They cleared out the dummy rounds. They put in blanks so they could get like a medium kind of like distance shot. But what they didn't realize is the dummy round had left a piece of plastic still in the barrel of the gun. So when they loaded in the blank, Brandon Lee comes walking in. They fire the gun. The blank discharges the casing of the dummy round that was in there. So a piece of plastic shot through Brandon Lee's stomach at about the same speed like an actual bullet was. So he immediately collapsed. They brought him to the hospital. He died after about 6 hours in surgery. And that
wow. I didn't know that was the story. Wow, that's wow.
To kind of like echo Eric's point, I've not seen this film since middle school, but the kind of being at that age, just none of us here were particularly into like what was called the goth thing at the time, the emo thing sort of now, but there was something I think very cool and stylish and affecting about this guy sort of kind of getting gunned down and sort of kind of come back and looking cool and playing electric guitar on top of an abandoned factory, which in my head was Led Zeppelin's Eruption, but it was just some kind of random thing that they wrote for like the movie itself. Like it's a movie that I didn't even see in the theater. It was just like a home video rental. But I remember being incredibly affected by it. I never owned the soundtrack, but on the basis of just the trailer, STP's Purple was the first CD I ever owned, just on the basis of that, because of was it Big Empty?
Big Empty.
Yeah. Right. Really kind of tragic. So we're running like a little bit over. Any Vigo's toes before we sort of close out this conversation?
Yeah, you had mentioned about this being his last movie. One thing with it is they didn't go into much detail, and I didn't research it too much. But this movie and another movie he did called Marlowe, Marlowe, those are the only 2 movies where Bruce Lee actually used his natural speaking voice in them.
Sure.
Oh,
which I thought was kind of neat.
It's a very similar thing to Arnold Schwarzenegger's first movie in the States was a film called Hercules
in New York.
Yeah.
Credited as Arnold Strong, and he had a voiceover performance in the movie. Then after he became the star that he did, Schwarzenegger actually had recorded dialogue for that film in his native accent of him trying to speak English, but every single scene with Hercules is just him going, eh, blah, 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 blah.
They had that one scene you can see on YouTube where he's like, I did not hit her. I did not.
We'll get
to hi, Mark.
Oh, hi. Yeah. Oh, hi, Poseidon.
Laser.
And then we talked about the soundtracks a lot. So the soundtrack for this one earned a gold record, and it sold more than 500,000 copies.
It was pretty great.
Right. So I mean, not only what you said, $850,000 budget, and they
now
made
that's the most copies of album can kind of sell. Period. Like these days, like that's completely insane.
Yeah.
Vigo's toes. This is it. This is kind of like a Wikipedia deep dive. Anna Capri, who played the who played the Mama-san like in the film. Her brother was the original voice actor of Charlie Brown.
Huh.
Yeah. Neat.
Oh, wow.
Very neat.
Good for her.
All right.
Good for her.
Good for her. I got to peek those toes. And I'm gonna actually go back and rewatch this to see if I can pick it up. But I guess right before the opening credits, they show Bruce Lee sparring with somebody. Person he was sparring with when they filmed it was Sammo Hung.
Sammo Hung.
Sammo Hung?
Should
You
we
don't know Sammo Hung?
know
Who's
that
that?
person, or is just because his last name is Hung?
Hung.
I don't think I know who that is.
Long Hung.
He was a martial artist. He's done a lot of films. I'm trying to think what else he's been in. He became as big as Bruce Lee at one point.
No.
I definitely heard the name.
Was he Lee's stunt double?
I don't know if he was Lee's stunt double or not. I didn't look that up.
Because
But he's been he had for a while. He's like a heavy set martial artist. Like, and he
that
had
guy.
a breakout for a
Yeah.
while. If you see his picture, you'll recognize him.
Absolutely.
Sammo Hung.
It's like I can mention all these names of movies he's been in, but I mean, I just don't know if you know it.
He's a bad guy face, basically.
You would
He's a fat
100%.
dude.
Oh
Yeah.
My girlfriend recommended. So this was really like the first time.
Oh, is everything all right?
Trouble in Flavor Town?
No, I'm just making sure, Johnny, everything's all right because he went back to girlfriend.
Oh shit! Oh no! Oh no!
Still fiance.
Oh no! He took the Switch away.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's mine now.
She's up to 667 moons on Mario Odyssey. We will cover it on the next Cunning of the Goose. Lots to cover there. My fiance recommended to me Bruce Lee's stunt double. This was not like a popular film this is not a popular series in the West, but he starred in a number of kind of horror comedy themed martial arts films called Mr. Vampire, which he said were some of her absolute favorite as a kid. So that's a little kind of random recommendation there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So let's wind it down on Enter the Dragon. I had a great time with it, and I am very, very glad that you guys also seem to have a lot of fun with this one. It's if our refusing about this movie for an hour and 15 minutes has convinced you, just take a look at this thing. You'd be surprised how fun it is, how crazy it is, and just all the ways that this movie can surprise you. It's really, really something.
Yeah, I guess
Well worth
to
watching.
kind of. Sorry, say that again, Andy.
It's well worth the watch.
Yeah, definitely well worth the watch. And I was just gonna say, to tie it into our little sports theme, it's got the tournament and maybe brought similar to MMA that's coming out and everything that's so big now, UFC.
Yeah. It hasn't been like our focus point the way all the dead hookers in this movie actually was, but it's just the fighting and the fight choreography, and particularly it's the basement fight. I think I read that Bruce Lee ultimately knocks out 52 different dudes.
It's like a badge of honor.
Good for him.
Yeah.
That's great.
When he knocks out the 50th, a little kind of trophy pops up in the corner.
Yeah, I know. It's like a Steam trophy.
Anyway, Sports Cycle. Moving on. Let's get to our Secret Satan, aka mid-February Secret Santa gift exchange. This is something we kind of planned back in December, but it's the same as last year. It took a little while for everything to sort of get picked up and arrive, but we all randomly bought gifts for one of our co-hosts. Everybody, including myself, who kind of shuffled the list, has no idea who actually sent what to who. But everybody,
It's kind of easy to figure out, but all right.
It was a lot of work to write that code. A lot of work to write.
I'm sure it was. It was only easy because of the texts going through. Did everybody get theirs? No, it's like, all right.
If you really want to be Columbo about it, you can. But that's true.
It was AI.
Yeah. Who would like to open their gift first?
Should we throw that into random.org as well?
We've been talking for almost 2 hours. I have no idea.
Random.
Andy, you go.
All right, I'll go. Okay, so I believe mine was the last to show up. It is It is
Ladies
very
and gentlemen,
hard.
we had a $25 agreed upon limit for this thing, and the package Andy just pulled out was very impressive. And now he's bringing
Thank
up
you.
a gift with a ching.
It's a giraffe.
Uh-oh.
It's a giraffe.
Something with a neck.
It is, let's see. Oh boy. Okay, hold on. This is harder to open than I thought. What the heck is this? You can play the electric blues box slide guitar. Everything you need to start playing electric blues box
Been a big
guitar.
day, and I'm a little tired.
With easy playing instructions, play along with.
Do you want to ask Anna like the bodyguard question now, or do you want to save that for like another record?
Show
We'll do
it
that.
up. Is this a leg lamp? Let's see it.
This is a big prize. I don't know that you're going to be able to see it, but it's basically a cigar box guitar, clearly with the purpose of playing slide guitar. You have to kind of assemble it yourself.
Some assembly required. Nice.
This looks really fun. I am very excited to crack this open and put this together. This is going to be a blast. I'm also going to be really bad at it, but I'm very excited to try it.
Yeah,
Wow.
that was my gift.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, I know you know. I know you know. I know you know.
Yes.
Does it also have to go through a beer bottle slide?
Send a
If you
guitar
make a
to the
beer
guy
bottle
going to the
slide?
music shop.
I looked online. I went on unionmusic.com.
Hey,
I checked the store, made sure that you didn't sell it. I
nope.
saw it was on back order on most sites, but I saw it online. I'm like, this guy likes music. Clearly likes music.
Yeah.
Guitars. I remember seeing this back in the day,
Mhm.
and it came to me in a moment of brilliance, and I'm like, he's gonna enjoy this. And what it is, it's a cigar box slide guitar, but you have to partially assemble it. You gotta put the strings on and everything. And I told my dad, because I was so proud of myself. I'm like, I know he's gonna like this, or he has it already. And my dad's like, hold on a second. And he comes back. I was at his house. He comes back upstairs holding the exact same guitar.
Nice.
And then he just starts. He's like, I'm telling you, he's like, for this price, he's like, it should be like priced 4 times what it cost.
Something you can also understand about Eric's dad, he has every guitar.
He owns every guitar known to man. I did not buy this at Guitar Center, so high five.
All right. Nice.
I get it off half price books.
All right.
This is very cool, Eric. Thank you. I will report back when I figure out how to do it.
Right. So the business plan is going to be when Andy sells the shop and all the guitars for the island purchase and kung fu lessons for his kid.
Yep.
He's going to allow himself the single blues guitar, and that's going to carry him through the first year.
I'll be buried with this eventually.
He's not going to learn how to play. He's just going to start at the top of the guitar, and then when the music store goes to shit, then somebody's like, "Hey, what happened with the music store? Did it work?" And he goes,
Eric, how about we do your Secret Satan gift?
All right. It sounds like it's breathing, and it wants me to open it quick to let it out.
Okay. If it's a cobra, smack it a couple times, just throw it back in the bag.
Slap it in the back of the head. All right, what do we got? We got a book. Oh, nice. Nice. It is something I expressed I want to read again at some point because it's a fantastic fucking series. Kira. And whoever got it for me, thank you. You did not buy the soft cover one because it's shit. They re-released the hardcover ones this past year, and this is
the soft cover
version.
famously called the like the phone book Akira, if I remember right.
Oh, they just start warping immediately. It's awful.
Oh, so I thought they did something like with the story. They changed the storyline or something.
Nope.
It's just
Nope.
poor
All about quality.
quality. Yeah. Nice.
Awesome. Thank you.
So who was that coming from?
That's from me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Should we pass that book around at some place? So like Akira was a very, very early, maybe the third episode of the podcast, I want to say.
I think that's
And
right.
kind of a miss for
Yeah.
everybody. A fascinating, like a visually fascinating film, but an hour and a half movie that should have been like 20 or 30. Maybe that's something if everybody kind of gets a chance to kind of read or at least thumb through at some point. Maybe that's worth a kind of revisit and like rediscussion because it was
You
such
can
much
also
more thing.
yeah, exactly. You can get it from your local library. They always have copies of this. It's pretty easy to find, or you can read it online. Go through like Hoopla or Libby or something like that. But it's a great series. Everything that you were like, every question you had about the original film gets answered in more in this.
Right.
Because so many
I felt
characters
like it was like
cut
12
out of the
seconds in
film.
the movie has like at least like 5 chapters devoted to.
Yeah, they spend 6 volumes building up that relationship between like Kaneda and Tetsuo, and just how different a direction their lives went in, and then just like the clash at the end is just epic proportions.
Very sweet.
Nice.
Cool.
That's only volume 1 there. So yeah,
there's 6, and they're all pretty.
So that
epic.
means we got to do this pod at least 5 more years. Quick interjection before we kind of go on. You know, like the fight scene right at the beginning, where there's like all the monks in like black, there's all the monks in red and in yellow and in blue. Everyone's kind of arranged around like the fighting ring.
Sure.
The first thing I wrote down watching this movie was like, you think like one of those groups of monks sat down, all wearing the same color. They were like besties.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, is one of them Sammo Hung? And everybody's like, who?
Who?
Naveen, how about yourself?
Enormous genitals.
Yeah.
Holding it all in. Liver, pancreas.
The look on his face, he is so fucking proud of himself. Not you, the guy that has enormous genitals.
How do you know that he doesn't have
Pretty
enormous
good.
genitals, Eric?
I mean, just the way he's positioned, he's definitely not crossing his legs.
Uh-huh.
Just letting it all hang out.
He tried it once and he went, ow.
Too many crotch shots. Karate's not for me.
Right. Monkey steals the beach. Naveen, how about your gift?
All right. So here we go. All right. They banned these in Connecticut.
Would be a t-shirt.
Plastic bags.
All right.
Boom.
Fantastic. All right.
Good Christ, we're already living in Mad Max circumstances.
Have
I had to,
more.
in California, had to have my parents do that for plastic straws.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. All right. So awesome. It's pretty cool. Although I already have it, but Dutch
Oh,
Blitz.
Oh. All right,
yeah,
we'll do an exchange for like a
But it's a great game.
okay.
I got the expansion pack, so I got you can do 4 people.
Oh, this is what
Oh
you're
wow.
Yeah. And Arshmallows. This looks really interesting.
Read
Germany's
that,
favorite marshmallow butt game.
read that one more time.
Germany's favorite marshmallow butt game. Arshmallows.
Yeah.
A cheeky card game.
And show it for the camera.
I mean, I have questions.
Those are some pretty decent
You asked them in German.
Yeah.
Uh,
Chestnuts roasting on an fire.
So
who wants
I
s'mores?
want my friends to sort of like the ones that are not in board games, get back into them like a little bit more. Naveen, it didn't even occur to me you already own a copy of Dutch Blitz, so I will try to kind of sub that out with something else at some point. That was a random drop into my local Barnes and Noble, and I'm like, this might be like a good 2-part starter pack for a couple like Dutch Blitz. I know it was an absolute classic. Arshmallows, I'm like, that is funny as hell. I need to throw that in the back.
Yeah, interested. I mean, I've been wanting to get back into Dutch Blitz, so I mean, it's awesome. It's all right, but it's a great game. Arshmallow sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah.
Have you played The Mind?
The Mind.
The Mind? I've not played The Mind.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm getting
Mind.
okay. I'm writing it down. No, I'm
Yeah,
Naveen. That's going to be your substitute. Give me that box of Dutch Blitz.
All right.
Next time I'm in town, I'm going to give you a copy of The Mind.
All right.
Papa, excellent save. Thank you.
Cool.
You're welcome.
I'm writing down The Mind for Naveen.
I was there as a layup for you.
Yeah, appreciate that. And then you broke your ankle in 3 places.
Ew.
Yeah.
You don't talk about that.
Cunny of the Goose. Next record coming soon, folks.
We won't talk about that there either.
Hey, yeah.
All right, Jenny.
All right.
Your turn.
All right. Let's see. Let's see the filth.
Wrapped. Wrapped, no less. Extra step. Andy, by elimination. This is from you. Excellent wrapping job as well. Look at this.
I like wrapping presents when I have time to do it.
This is Wu-Tang level wrap. This is special.
I'm pretty
Big
good.
one
At
or the small one first.
You old dirty bastard.
I think
Wow.
I'm gonna say the big one first.
Big one first. Okay.
If I can remember exactly how I
Wrapping the big one.
packaged the thing.
Oh, I don't even know what that means. How do you interpret that?
Yeah.
Any way you want.
All right.
It's going to be a dick's just going to pop out somewhere.
Under the wrapping paper, multiple stickers that says "Handle with care, fragile." Thank you.
Fragile.
It's got a hole in it too, so I wonder if it's still living.
Breathing
Okay.
hole. Breathing hole.
No.
Or a dick hole.
More
It's a
paper,
fucking dick.
plastic. It is. Jesus.
Very thick.
Yeah, it's girthy.
This is like Jim Kelly with all those kimonos. We'll get to it eventually. Okay.
Well, it's actually Sax who
Mug.
had the kimonos, but
Mug. 1986 Gru Jones Hell Track Champion.
Holy shit.
Got me a rad mug.
Sports.
Gru Jones. Gru.
Sports.
Sports.
The wrapping paper that you pulled out, the bubble wrap,
Uh-huh.
I believe there is something in there as well.
It's a secondary.
Stickers.
Okay. It actually has "Don't throw away"
Yes.
written in red ink.
and
It's a dick.
Yeah.
you really want it to be a dick.
No, I feel
It's
like
a
it's just
Godzilla
like
hand attachment.
the gift that keeps on giving.
Right. It is. Oh my goodness. Judy Hopps
Oh, Judy Hobbs.
miniature.
Oh,
That is paintable. That is primable.
Indeed.
Oh no.
Oh, okay. Well, ending the podcast early tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, my sweet darling. Andy, where did you find this?
The
It's-
internet. The
Okay.
internet has wonderful things.
The internet is vast. Look at that sweetness.
his
What a woman.
internet is different than our internet.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, my algorithm is fucked at this point. I'm trying to find that.
You are discovering. Oh, she's got like a little belly shirt. Okay, this will be
Oh.
revisited.
You can put this
On
on
the
mute
show,
and
my friend.
take this away with
yeah.
you. That's
I don't
fine.
think I ever want to visit that,
Oh my god, is this a belly
let alone
shirt?
revisit it.
Is this a belly shirt? Oh my god.
Yeah.
Are these wrinkles in her shirt? Oh no, the grooves. Oh god. Bust lines? What are rabbit bust lines like?
Man, I've said it before, but bro, I am Watership down. All right.
I'll say this. Maybe it's a cute rabbit, but knowing what rabbit shit looks like, it just makes me feel weird. Just little pellets, little
Yeah.
Cocoa Puffs everywhere.
Fruit snacks.
I feel like try harder.
Excuse me. I got a little hair in my teeth. Oh.
Ugh. You should try some Williams soup.
And he stands up, leaves the room.
Oh, Brittany's mom's pube.
All right, and secondary.
Finally.
All right. Oh.
The real gift.
What friends? Secret Satan on the box. It's a canvas print. Like or is this actual acrylic paint on?
That is an original piece of art.
You motherfucker. I just ended up being some card games. This is Odorous Arungus, hand painted.
Oh my god.
Wow.
At boy.
There you have it.
I don't even know what to say.
You earned that slide
Yeah.
guitar, buddy.
But wait, it's not Odorous Orungus. No, that's
Nope.
isn't that the old guy? Isn't that the old lead singer?
Is the new lead singer playing a different character?
Well, no, so the old lead singer I think died.
Was Odorous?
That's
Oh,
he
Blothar.
did,
Yeah,
but doesn't
Blothar the
say.
Berserker.
Well, okay.
Blothar the Berserker. That's who that is.
I like the blood. I like
Yeah.
the kind of
Uh-huh.
cartoony blood coming off the sides
Right.
there.
Yeah, how it wraps around.
Mhm.
That's fun.
Look at this. Andy, thank you so much. These 3 gifts that somehow just kept fucking topping themselves.
Woof.
All right. Woof. Woof.
That
Yeah.
was the goal.
Yeah.
Glad you like him.
So you said I'm going to prime Miss Judy tonight. I'll start. I'll start the base
You got your
coating
hand
tomorrow.
all over her, buddy.
Yeah, you do you, man.
Please,
Okay.
please make sure that you provide the status update pictures for us in the group chat.
No, I'm good. I'm
Like
good.
so when you say status update, like just how many times they came, or like what's the
I mean,
Oh,
listen,
wow,
you can
okay.
interpret that however you want.
okay?
He went for it.
Is he going with Matt?
Mhm.
Because I mean, if you go with Matt, I think it's going to stand out more. Maybe gloss might be better.
It'll be easier to clean for sure.
Yeah, just slip in and out.
Gentlemen, it's been a big day. I'm a little tired. Andy, thank you so much for your secret that's saying gift. It's any closing thoughts? This was all positivity today.
I think
This
you
was
broke
a fun
him.
one, guys.
Really,
You
yeah.
broke him. You broke him. You broke John.
But
It's a good moment.
good times had
Yeah,
by all.
thank you, Johnny.
Yeah.
Loved him.
Good times.
And thank you all. Yeah.
All right.
Good movie
And
pick.
so just real kind of quick, Papa.
Yes,
Pick sports next week.
my pick.
This is a good one.
Little known Farrelly Brothers movie. Not something about Mary, but we went with sports and Kingpin.
Kingpin.
Yeah.
Quick synopsis, just for people who have not seen this film in quite a while. It's about Roy Munson. He's a former bowling prodigy played by Woody Harrelson. Lost his right hand in some kind of hustle gone wrong. He discovers a talented Amish bowler at a bowling alley, local bowling alley, played by Randy Quaid of all people. And he convinces him to enter some bowling tournament for $1 million. And
hope your
the
episode doesn't
ultimate
get money.
challenge
With the goal of getting revenge
Bill Murray.
on
Murray.
Well, I'm sorry, who?
Bill Murray,
Murray?
Murray?
like a manta ray.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was great. We have a teacher named Murray, and it's spelled the same way. And some of the students saw it on my board there because she was doing something with the bus dismissal, and he was trying to pronounce the name, and he was like, Murray, Murray.
He's like, no, merman, Dad, merman.
the whole episode to not invite abuse. I'm just going to say BM over and over again.
Just
Well, yeah,
say-
that's better.
Foul.
Say something better.
Ooh, say Ernie McCracken.
All right. Gentlemen, Rebels Without a Pod, episode 82, Enter the Dragon. This was a fun one.
Good one.
Next
Yeah,
week.
good pick there.
Okay.
See ya.